Hey everyone, I made it out here to Payne's Prairie Preserve State Park, and I'm headed to the visitor center. And it's super quiet out here except for animals. I'm actually gonna go to the bathroom before I really get started. Okay, see you in a bit. So quiet out here. So I'm walking down a path that is called Lake Trail, and I'm closer to the water. To my left is a lake, and in Florida, I've learned from walking on trails, even when I don't see water, I kind of just keep an eye out for anything that might kill you, like an alligator. There was one time I was walking in another state park, and it was kind of a long trail I was going on, maybe a two-hour hike, and I passed a little park that had kind of a small ravine on the side. Not much more than a puddle, really, just kind of a rain runoff ravine. And I rounded a corner and heard this big commotion and a big splash. And this alligator could not have been less than 12 feet long. And he was so thick. I don't know how much something like that weighs, 800 pounds maybe. But I startled it. And the commotion I heard was it rushing back into the water, which, it wasn't more than a foot deep. And that really scared me. That really freaked me out. And the rest of that trip, I was kind of freaked out. So I guess a little bit, I'm still a little freaked out on some of these trails, but never had any problems. And so I enjoy it, and I'm not gonna let something like that scare me. Alligators aren't out to get you. That's more like in the movies. Even that 12-footer, I mean, he was running from me. I was running from him and he's running from me. So hey, at least we're on the same page. It's kind of a quiet trail. Kind of some little meadows on the side. Sand is pretty hard packed, so it's not too bad to walk on. I've seen some sand in Florida that's like beach sand, really hard to walk on. Like you wear yourself out, not from being not in shape, but just, you know, fighting to get through the sand is a chore. So I can hear a crow up there. Sounds like an American crow, which is one of my favorite birds. And the reason is they're so smart, you know. I was watching a documentary and crows actually can recognize people by face. Like they did an experiment and they had a man do something mean to the crows, like, I mean, not kill him. He caught one and put him in a cage, and the crow was really afraid. And when he released him, for years, the whole group of crows, which is called a murder of crows, like kind of like a flock. But when they're crows, they're called a murder. The entire murder of crows knew to recognize that man as the man who had caught one of them. And even their babies knew about that man. So they're really smart. I'll put a link to that documentary in the comments of this video because I really found that interesting. I also like crows because there was a movie called The Secret Garden, and one of the children had found a baby crow and he raised him and he became his pet, and I always thought that would be really neat. So that also played a part in me naming my van the Rookery. That's from a movie by Charles Dickens, which is one of my favorite writers. I really enjoy the Charles Dickens movies and his stories. I kind of like all the stories out of Old England, like that steampunk era. I watched a lot of the Catherine Cookson movies, and just that era in movies about northern England in the 1800s and early 1900s. All right, it is about 5:40 in the afternoon. This park closes, I think, at 8:45 tonight, so I still have plenty of time. But I am headed back to the Rookery, and I am going to be headed home. I'm only about 95 minutes from home, but when I came here, traffic was kind of backed up, and it took me way longer than that to get here because I was only driving. Wait, listen. You hear that grunting? That's an alligator. I just saw an alligator, the only one I've seen all day, and he was really small, probably like a foot long, and he was kind of hiding in the edge of the water. So my phone was not able to zoom in on it, but I did get a shot of it with my camera. I'll post that picture with it. I'll post that picture on the video. So even though the speed limit was 70 miles an hour, I don't think I got past 50. And it took me at least 2 hours and 15 minutes to get here. And I stopped for about 7 minutes at a rest stop just to grab something that I couldn't reach in the back seat. So I am going to head home. I have work tomorrow. Work is seriously overrated, except that you want to eat. So, but I do have work in the morning, and I have to go to my office. So that's always no fun. I'm spoiled after Corona, working from home. But this has been a fun day. Weather's really good. It's still feels like about 85 under the trees. So it's been really good. So I'm just about to my car. I'm gonna hop in and head on back down the road. Thanks for coming with me.